Mount Juliet. Welcome into this Facebook Live with the City Manager of Mount Juliet, Kenny Martin. I am your Public Information Officer, Justin Beasley. We're at the Basement Marketplace on this Friday, almost afternoon. Going to promote them and what they have coming up, and also get a report from our City Manager who knows all things Mount Juliet. But first off, we'll ask you, Kenny, how's your week been so far?
The week has been awesome, and you may not be able to tell it from where you're at home, but in here it smells great. I smell like a strong scent of cinnamon.
Right.
It smells great in here. This is an awesome place.
We're delivering the sights and sounds. We're still working with IT to deliver the smells one day.
But no, if you just, actually,
just come on here.
No, if you did, you come here and smell it yourself, or if you want to, with the new technology Mount Juliet, our public information department, you can scratch your screen and smell the cinnamon.
Yep. Try it out. Try that.
Try that out.
For sure. Well, Kenny, I know you get a lot of emails, a ton of people around town. I always want to know about the new businesses coming to town. If you can, touch on a couple of new businesses that you're willing to share, and maybe some of the existing ones and where they are in their construction update. It's amazing. I have to have these sheets when I do this. And Kenny, it's all right there.
Well, hey, but sometimes though too, I forget a lot of business. So if I leave anybody out, I apologize. But probably one of the things that's been a big question recently is about the old Catch-22 restaurant. A lot of people have asked about that, what's going there. Of course, the signs went up this week. It's going to be called the Barrel House Restaurant. And not quite sure their menu, but I did call the owner, and they said it would be different from the Catch-22, which was a great restaurant. Unfortunately, it closed. But from my understanding, they've totally remodeled inside, new tables, things of that nature. So really excited about that because we love our mom and pop businesses, similar like what Basement Marketplace is, because they're so unique. And what's neat about the Basement Marketplace is you got all the artisans. I've even made a few things that I consider my stuff sort of junk.
No, but very humble.
Yeah, but the stuff that I've made that I can bring down there, it makes you feel good to know that somebody, not only that the business itself makes money off of something that you make, but that somebody thought enough of it to purchase it and then put it in their home. And that's what I think is so neat, because it's one-off type of things that you're not going to go somewhere that's going to be mass-produced. That's similar to our business community, if you think about it. You've got all these one-off businesses that are unique upon themselves, especially the eateries and the restaurants. And where Mount Juliet's so blessed is our proximity to Nashville. The people of Mount Juliet are absolutely phenomenal in Wilson County. I mean, every time you turn around, there's some new accolade that comes out about Wilson County. The new businesses are coming, even in sort of a bit of a trying economic times right now. We want to give send our prayers and thoughts to the folks in Florida, of course, and also South Carolina, because I think they're enduring some weather as well.
Absolutely.
So, it's one thing for us to sit and realize it's beautifully sunny outside today, 70 degrees, and the folks in Florida. So our thoughts and prayers go out to them. We've lived ourselves through tragedies with the tornadoes and things of that nature, so we understand that. So we want to make sure I put that out there. But a lot of new businesses, a lot of people still asking about the Old Charlie's Restaurant. Old Charlie's Restaurant did sell. There's a new owner that's bought the building. We're not quite sure yet because we haven't had good communication with them about what they're going to put in the building. But I can tell you this, that there is a restaurant that wants to be in Mount Juliet, okay? And it's Chuy's. A lot of people have asked about Chuy's. They asked if it was going in Old Charlie's. I can tell you on the front end it wasn't. But the hope is that we can somehow know to get them in that building. And if for whatever reason they can't get that building, I want the citizens to know that they do want to be in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Right. We got a lot of great restaurants here. For example, people have been asking about the Whataburger, a place like that. It's still coming. They had to redesign it several different times simply because the ingress and egress wasn't. You got a state road on Mountain Road, you got a state road on Lebanon Road. So
a lot of factors in play.
A lot of factors come into that.
Can I stop you real quick? You mentioned a restaurant that wants to be in Mount Juliet. One of those that comes to mind is Chipotle.
Yes.
They've got the old Slotsky spot. A couple of comments. Maybe why doesn't somebody else take that spot? You got to realize that was ready. It passed codes. It was a great spot.
Yep.
We're lucky to be in a position in Mount Juliet where somebody of Chipotle's stature wants to be in Mount Juliet. And that's where we're so fortunate, right?
Yeah, and that's where you bring up an excellent point. Yes, with them going into that business, when the Slotskys didn't make it, unfortunately, that building was basically turnkey ready, brand new. Oddly enough, to show you the investment they're making in Mount Juliet, they basically gutted the interior of that building and outside. There was a lot of money put into that building, but if you go into that building now and see what it was before, totally different. So it's a huge investment in our community to create some jobs and also an eatery that people have been demanding, that are in desiring, I guess you'd say. One thing that's important to note, though, is a lot of times folks say, well, how come we don't have this restaurant yet? Or how come we don't have this restaurant yet? Or this business? And the reason for that is we don't get to pick and choose what businesses come. They make an investment in the community, and we get kidded sometimes about mattress stores and things of that nature. Well, the mattress stores are actually good economic drivers for the community because the average person goes into a mattress store, spend all of about 10 minutes in there, and their average purchase is $4,500. And so and that's for one king size mattress. So I tell folks that I get it, it's not a wow business, but it's the kind of thing that we always say, I haven't bought a mattress in 30 years. But when you do, you're normally going to get a really good one. Right. And so it's nice to have those businesses here. We've got the Cadillac dealership that's going to be coming on board real soon. Excited about
I
that.
think January is their targeted date.
January.
Nelson Andrews recently.
Exactly. You know, it's going to be nice that those cars that we're normally selling somewhere else will be able to be purchased in our community. And all the people that come here to have their car serviced or purchased and that don't live here, they leave those sales tax dollars behind, which goes to help our schools, our county roads, our city roads, our police, our fire. So, you know, that's basically the economic engine for our city. So we love that. But I can tell you as we stand here today, for example, BJ's Wholesale, Rooms to Go Furniture, to be in this particular time with all that's going on in the world right now, and these tragedies, to have this many businesses looking at your community is a blessing, and that speaks volumes to the citizens.
Absolutely. We're lucky to have that here in Mount Juliet for sure. Any other businesses you can think of that you'd like to give us an update on as far as what's going on around town?
You've got Big O Tire, which is a place coming on 11 Road. A lot of prospective businesses that haven't quite come yet that are want to come. For example, you've got the Pet Boys that's looking. You've got the Washington Road that's over on Blenda Parkway. You've got the, if you hadn't been to it to see it, you got to go check out Heritage Medical up on Old Pleasant Grove Road. We're working with Tesla. Tesla, for all you folks out there that's got Tesla automobiles, the city's going to be leasing a small piece of property to them that we don't utilize. It's actually an old cul-de-sac right beside Culver's. They're going to put in 15 charging stations. So if you've got an electric car in Tesla anywhere in the world and you're traveling through Middle Tennessee, it's going to send you an alert to let you know that that's there. And that's the kind of things we love that we're doing with the walking trails, the biking trails, you know, the sidewalks, and things of that nature. I'm so proud and thankful for our elected body for the things they're doing on public safety in particular. And I know we're at the Basic Marketplace today, but, you know, safety is number one to us, and starting this new EMS division is huge. But I want to circle back around if I can real quick, and we're thankful for all the businesses, but I really want to thank the Basic Marketplace because if you're like me, I like doing crafts and arts, and I sort of consider myself sort of a folk artist. You know, the stuff I do is going to be a little rough. It's going to be maybe some lines aren't always going to be straight. Maybe the paint's out a little bit outside the border. But if you're that type of artist, you know, and everybody's got some type of thing. You got some that are really, really good artists that can just sort of envision something and put it looks so picturesque. And you've got somebody like me that's a little rough around the edges, you know, something you just do in your shop or in your basement, and you can bring it down here. And I love this business because, you know, they'll take that in when they're like a consignment, and then they'll sell it for you. And then they'll send you a little notice letting you know that something you made has been sold. And as I walked through this morning and I was looking around, you know, Marty's here with us, Mr. Potts, our city liaison, and he's already bought a couple of things, and I see a couple of things that I want. And I think that's what's so neat about it. It's an ever-evolving list of tenants that are in here to sell, and also the inventory changes so often, and nothing's cookie cutter. It's nothing that you can see anywhere else. And I love that.
It's hyper-local. It's a local store within a local store because there's so many vendors. Julie, actually the owner, we're going to call her in over here and kind of let her tell her story of this store. If you want to sit her
Right in the middle.
We thank you for letting us host our Facebook Live here this morning.
Yay.
It's a great Friday morning. Julie Rosewald, the owner. Tell us more about the story about how you started this place in 2016 and how Mount Juliet's been so awesome to keep supporting you and for this shop to become what it is.
Well, I saw a couple of comments saying the sound was choppy, so I'm going to try to speak very loudly, and hopefully you can hear us well.
We're dealing with some internet too.
I know. The internet has been kind of off this morning. But, so we opened in 2016. My husband and a partner bought this building, so we had the space and just kind of came up with the idea to start a marketplace for local vendors to sell the things that they create. So currently we have over 50 vendors, and these are local people. They are artisans, they are crafters. They all have amazing stories. Like Kenny said, he has made some things here as well. But our team of vendors, they can do everything, and they're amazing to work with. Our community of Mount Juliet and the surrounding area has been so supportive to us over the last 6 years. especially during COVID. You guys really showed up and showed out for us and helped us make it through that rough patch. And it's just a fun, we feel like our store is community because we've made so many friends. We see so many neighbors, and it's just a great place to stay in touch with our friends and neighbors in this area.
A lot of people are bringing down the winter clothes from the attic. I know that's my job to do this weekend. You've got a lot of fall decor around. Tell us what people are going to want to come here and buy or at least look at.
We do. We have everything. We have boutique clothing. We have a lot of clothing for women, and we have clothing for children. We have all kinds of fall decor. Some of these arrangements here on the table that you see are things that our crafters have made. We have Christmas decor coming in the store. Some people are ready to start shopping for Christmas, so our vendors are bringing out some of those items already as well. And I mean, we have tons of gifts. If you're looking for something unique that you can't find at the big box store, you want something really special for that person you're buying a gift for, this is a good place to look because I promise you, you will find something very unique.
She said
Yeah.
unique. Look,
Yeah,
check out that.
I know. It's made from books, and you should see all the things in her booth.
Move
It's
those pages
amazing.
around, Justin.
Yeah.
Move around the few pages on the front.
See, right
Oh,
here,
that
like this.
is a book.
Yes.
And they paint the edges orange and cut it round like that. And just like this sign out here on the front. With
Right.
the compass on it and the Mount Judd, Tennessee. It's
Yeah.
just so unique to our community. And as I was walking around thinking of fall and Halloween, there's something in here for all those seasons. And then I thought about sports. And if you're a sports fan, there's a lot of stuff in there. The baseball hats or the caps, signage, you name it, the stuff that I love. And I was in the back, and there's a gentleman that does something out of, I guess it's metal. I don't know if he's got a CNC
Yes.
machine or whatever, but it makes it look like old vintage Texaco, Shell, signs, Harley Davidson, things of that nature.
Right up Kenny's alley.
Right up my alley, and I love it. I can't do that. So that's what's so neat about it is all these godly gifts that people have where they can make this stuff, and they're proud of it, and you get to bring it up to Miss Julie in the basement marketplace, and they can sell it, and other people get to enjoy it as well.
Thank you for giving them that avenue. That's awesome. Not to bury the lead, but you have a pretty huge event coming up tomorrow here at the Basement Marketplace.
We
too.
do. We have a huge event coming up tomorrow. It's our annual fall pop-up market. So it will be in the field right behind our store. We have over 35 vendors, and those are vendors that are different from what is in our store. So those are additional crafters from the area that will be in the field. I mean, I'm talking everything from handmade soaps and bath products to signs. We even have a guy who makes guitars out of cigar boxes. So all kinds of unique things that you're going to see in the field tomorrow, along with food trucks, food vendors, all kinds of fun. And New Leash on Life will be here. We are accepting donations for New Leash on Life tomorrow. And we will have a silent auction going on inside the store that will benefit New Leash on Life as well.
All right, so if you're just joining us, we'll put the graphic up. The Basement Marketplace Fall Market, Saturday, October 1st, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yes.
It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow from what
Yes.
I've seen, so
Yay.
no reason not to get out here on Lebanon Road. We got the address right here. Do you want to remind people of the address?
Yes, we are at 14625 Lebanon Road, Old Hickory. Our address is Old Hickory, but we are in the city limits of Mount Juliet. Somebody had made that comment earlier, like, why are you in Old Hickory? But we're a hybrid of both, I guess.
right.
We are in Mount Juliet. So come out and see us, shop local, support your local vendors, guys, because every one of my vendors, they have a story. You know, some of them are stay-at-home moms, some of them are retired. They all have a story, and they all are so passionate about what they do. But when you shop here, you're supporting one of them and their local family.
And you won't hear city manager more than Kenny
I love
Martin.
it.
Yeah.
I love
Saying
it.
shop local.
Love it. My wife loves it.
That's
And if you get here and the parking lot's full in the back, you can come in the front. There's a big stairwell, literally easy access either way if you come in and it's
Yes.
full. It's like it was today. We came in the front, walk down the stairs. You come in the back, you can go upstairs too and visit some of the other vendors.
That's right.
Some other
That's
tenants that are here. Great business center. We appreciate the investment you and your husband have made in this community. Because I remember this building from the old days and what it looked like and what it looks like today. And
Yes.
a lot of people got their business start by being able to rent and lease from you in this building. So there's many other businesses here as well, but Basement Marketplace is awesome.
Thank you.
Julie, thank you again. We appreciate it. We'll remind
Thank you.
people as we continue to talk some city business and close it out, but we'll
We
stay up a
appreciate
little
you
bit
guys
longer.
being
and keep-
here.
Keep
Thank
up
you.
the Basement Marketplace billboard on the
Okay.
Facebook page for people to hear about for tomorrow.
That's
So,
right.
Thank you,
Perfect.
Julie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Basement
Julie.
Marketplace here. Kenny, any last words, anything that you want to leave people with, I think there's always an opportunity to tell people, put down the phones when you're driving, and probably, let's not litter in Mount Juliet. We don't have an issue with that.
Yeah.
But it never hurts to remind people of both.
It does, yeah. With all that's going on, like I said, in the country and in the world, we want to create a sanctuary for people to come to patronize and visit, and then they go back home, which is fine. But for the people who live here, we want to create a good quality of life and have these individual businesses, these unique one-off businesses. I will say this, our elected body and staff is working literally 24/7 to make this a great city and an even better city. And it's hard work because there's a lot of people flooding into our community that want to live here, which we don't blame them. And we want to make sure we welcome everybody with open arms. But it's tough, so sometimes we lag a little bit on the infrastructure. But we're working on those things. But we're listening to our citizens as well. So when they call in and say they want a business, we literally pick up the phone and call that business. And we will wear them out until we hopefully convince them to come to our city. And so hang on to your hats. There's a lot of exciting things about to happen. About doing some really cool announcements. But most importantly, especially right here at the holiday season, please continue to patronize your local businesses, especially your mom and pop businesses, because they can't do what they do and serve you without you, without the patrons, and the same for our city. So we're public servants, and we're dedicated to make Mount Juliet, as we say, better today than it was yesterday, and better tomorrow than it is today.
Amen. And that's the culture that Kenny Martin promotes at City Hall throughout all the departments that we're certainly thankful for. Also thankful for the Basement Marketplace for letting us host here. Again, the idea of these is we used to do these at our desk, and now we want to do them with the backdrop of an actual small business where we can get our message across, but most importantly, also show all the great things that are happening in Mount Juliet and all the great local businesses to hopefully continue to patronize those businesses. So it's almost two birds with one stone being here.
Now, there's some people in the background,
I
and I
think
can't
there
tell
are.
if we're holding them up from getting to their booth and putting more artists and stuff.
Surely not.
Are they worker bees? Y'all come
Well,
on, look.
Yeah.
So Jan
Look at
here
this Jan
is one
here
of
in the
our
back.
vendors. She makes handmade pottery.
This Jan. Yeah. So here's one of the actual artists, unlike this, the imposter. We got a real artist here, Miss Jan, and she's got looks like a
Yes.
summer family
Yes.
with her. Yeah, you guys say hi to everybody.
We're going to put you on the spot.
Hi.
You can wave.
I saw him in white and I said, we're holding up the inventory
Yeah.
here, man. We got the supply chain issues
Yeah.
going on right here. Because of me.
We gotta get the stock up for the festiveness tomorrow.
That's right. Gotta get ready for everybody that's gonna show up tomorrow to be buying all these things. So I saw them and it was bugging me. I said, I gotta let them get through. We're
Yeah.
holding up the flow.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank
y'all so much. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hope you all make a killing and appreciate your business that you bring here to Mount Juliet.
We want to do well.
Absolutely. Kenny, I'm going to let you sign us off.
Well, I just want to thank everybody again for all that you're doing, making Mount Juliet such a blessed community. You know, you can call on us anytime if there's something we can do better. They say they gave you